everybody, and thank you for inviting me to share with you at DAO Taipei. It's an honor and a privilege, and I wish I could be there in person to enjoy this time and all the other speakers and the fellowship and the sharing. In the short time we have together in this segment, I want to share four thoughts with you. The first is I want to define what a DAO is. The second, I want to say why that's important. The third is I want to talk about ideal use cases. And lastly, I want to speculate on where all this is going. So, first off, DAO defined. There are many mental models of what DAOs are, whether DAOs are cooperatives, communities, companies, collectives, platforms, or dApps with internal capital. Many people have their idea on what a DAO is. But the fundamental essence, in my opinion, on what a DAO is an organization run with smart contracts on a public blockchain. And I think there's a good analogy for this in that old organizations were built on contracts. People came together, different stakeholders, and operated with shared agreements. And if people violated those agreements, people could go to the state to have them enforced. DAOs are collections of agreements, but they're not enforced by the state, they're enforced by math, self executing contracts. And this has huge impact. So, why is this important? The stakes are higher than ever as we accelerate into a technological singularity. There's more people, more information, speed, conflict, unrest. Every day we wake up and there's mind shattering technological breakthroughs. Humans navigate these things through agreements in collaboration and conflict resolution. The way these agreements were done before were enforced by the state. DAOs provide these agreements in self executing mathematical contracts. They amplify human coordination to meet these higher challenges. They automate and expand the old world to the size and the scale of the entire planet. DAOs upgrade the world's organizational operating system. If that's what a DAO is, how do we apply this? What type of organizations or problems are suitable for this? Any organization can benefit from the increased automation and high trust that this special class of organizational construct brings to the table. But there is a very particular structure that is especially relevant, and that's the platform. Platforms are not just some business model or some organizational archetype like many others. They're, in fact, very special. And if you want to know about this, you can look up aggregation theory. The saying is you're either building the platform or you're operating on it. So, platforms are eating the world, internet platforms specifically. And one reason why this is true is because they're pure informational businesses. They don't need to manage supply. Don't need to divvy out scarce resources. They're pure informational services that connect producers with consumers. And they're the only business model that can fully express and appreciate decentralization because both the supply and the demand in the platform business model is the entire world. And this is perfectly suited to a tokenized ecosystem represented by DAO. Where is all this heading? You're going to have a whole day of awesome speakers and different ideas. So the question is cool, but what does this look like 5, 10, 20 years from now? My speculation is this. DAOs will create wealth at an unprecedented level historically because they will tokenize any system of value. They're not limited by borders. They're not limited by state endorsed identification. Literally any being, whether human or synthetic, is able to both state a demand or supply a demand and participate in a tokenized ecosystem. This is going to create unimaginable wealth. That's short term, 5 years. Step that up 10 years. Traditional governments will desperately want a piece of this value creation. So they'll increasingly be under pressure to create laws that are accommodating and attractive to this new species of organization. And so they will begin to compete for certain legal privileges and recognition of DAOs, and this begins to create a legitimacy around this digital construct. Take that even further, 20 years. Compelling on-chain representations of traditional citizenship will have to be expressed by nation states because they'll find themselves increasingly competing against other network state entities. So I hope this has in some small way whetted your appetite for the other incredible speakers and the topics that are going to be brought up today. If you don't take anything else away these ideas, I just want to have you take away this an encouragement that you are pioneers of a new and better world, and that the things that you discuss and hear today at this conference will be cataloged and researched in the history of books of tomorrow. So enjoy the conference.